Wargaming's Beat Matt Batrep.
Matthew here from MiniWargaming.com, bringing you another Beat Matt Batrep. And hopefully, unlike the one I did on Tuesday night, this one actually makes it to you. Because I just did one, a fantasy battle report on Tuesday, but then halfway through it, the camera died. Like literally, the memory card did something and I just lost everything. So hopefully that doesn't happen with this one. If you're watching this right now, then it hasn't. Today I've been challenged by Justin to a game of Warhammer 40k. It's going to be his orcs against my Tyranids. And if he wins, he gets a $25 gift certificate to the online mini wargaming store. So I don't think I have to introduce the game at this point. So let's just jump right into looking at the armies as well as the scenario.
We're going to start by taking a look at Justin's orc army. Now he decided to just go all out with a horde, and he brought 4 full groups of boys and a group of knob bikers. This is all being led by an orc war boss or a big mech with custom force field. It's given a 5+ cover save to those nearby. And then we've got 4 groups of boys. 2 of them are Shooda boys and 2 of them are Slugga boys. So the 2 that you just saw are the Shooda boys. They've got all sorts of weaponry in there as well. And the 2 groups of Slugga boys. And of course there's knobs with power claws and all that fun stuff. And then we have the big old annoying knob biker squad. And the reason that this is annoying is because of wound allocation, which you are going to see. And there's the war boss on a bike as well, who will be joining that group. Going over to take a look at my Tyranids, and this is 1,850 points, by the way. We have a counter swarm army. I actually didn't know what he was going to bring, so I just thought I'd bring a standard army. We've got a hive tyrant with a venom cannon, or heavy venom cannon, bone sword, and lash whip. We've got 2 Trigon primes. And of course, the handy-dandy trusty Doom of Melantai and Spore Pod. Then we've got 3 groups of Hormagaunts, 20 Hormagaunts each, and with toxin sacks, so poison attacks, and 3 groups of 10 Gene Stealers with toxin sacks, who will be outflanking. So the Gene Stealers will outflank, and the Doom will deep strike. Now the scenario is going to be objectives. You can see the 4 green objectives already placed on the board. Forgot to show that beforehand, so I apologize. We rolled off and I got to go first. I can't remember if he gave me the first turn or if I won first turn. So either way, it doesn't really matter. He didn't want first turn in this case. And you'll see his strategy. We'll talk about that in a second. My strategy, when we place the objectives, I put 1 on each end, because my 3 groups of Gene Stealers were going to outflank, and since I don't know which side they're going to come in, I wanted to make sure that if they came in a side that nobody was on, they could at least grab an objective and be useful that way. So everybody else is just spread out. The Hormagaunts are grouped behind, trying to get cover saves as best as possible. On his side, he's going to put his full knob biker squad out front, and he's going to put his 2 groups of Shooda boys on, and then he's holding his 2 groups of Slugga boys in reserve. And the reason for this is because there's so many guys that it's hard to actually get them all on the board, and he thought, well, if he can bring them on later turns, they can grab the 2 objectives that you see on his side of the board, and his Shooda boys and bikers can kind of keep me tied up on my side of the board, and he's hoping that that will be able to win him the game. So it's an interesting strategy, and you'll be able to see if it's going to work or if it's not going to work. And of course, with his Shooda boys, he's got tons of shooting. Now mind you, it's all ballistic skill 2, so they don't hit as well as other armies, but there is so many shots that it usually makes up for it. So you can see he's putting his 2 groups of 30. He's starting with his big mech with custom force field on the board, of course, because he wants to be able to get at least a cover save from any shooting that I'm going to do. Although in most cases it won't matter too much, because most of my weapons are AP 5, like the Trigon primes shoot an Assault 12, Strength 5, AP 5. And I think most of his knob bikers get a 4+ cover save anyway, but it might come in handy for his regular boys. So you can see the deployment here. Big, huge group of boys there, big group of boys there, large group of knob biker squad, and nobody is even on the one flank, because of course we both have units in reserve, and we'll see what they're going to do. So he did not even try to steal the initiative, so I get the first turn. So my objective here as I moved up was to make sure that no matter where he shot at me, I would get a cover save. So I get to kind of abuse the cover save rules, which is that if half of your guys are in cover, then the whole squad gets it. So 10 guys are hidden behind the building, and 10 guys are in front of it. Hive Tyrant pokes around there. Trigon Prime moves up a bit. Now he kept his boys back far enough that I wouldn't be able to shoot at them in the first round. And I'm doing the running at the same time with these Hormagaunts, because they're not going to be getting each other's way. Ooh, knocked over the Trigon, as usual. Really need to glue him down. And you can see here I'm using the cover and the Trigon to make sure that I get my cover save. Because I have no Turbogons, I don't have any way to give him Feel No Pain, which I would have liked to do, but you can only fit so many points in. So you have to make some choices. And the other group of Hormagaunts is going to do the same. Hive Tyrant's going to open fire, shoot its Heavy Venom Cannon, which scatters a bit, still manages to hit a couple of the Knob Bikers, only wounding one of them, and he gets his cover save, and he fails it. He does not get his Feel No Pain because it is Strength 9. He put that on the War Boss. Then the Trigon Prime will fire. He actually does pretty good at hitting. Now, here's where it gets a little ridiculous, that he starts to allocate the wounds, and so you're going to see, and he actually fails his saves pretty badly, so he's got a wound there, he makes another wound on one of the other ones, fails another wound somewhere else, but he does get Feel No Pain, but he actually managed to fail that too. So, because pretty much all the bikers are different, he gets to allocate the wounds to different bikers, so they don't just come off like normal, where as soon as he gets enough wounds, they all take it. So I actually inflicted 3 or 4 wounds there, but nobody died because they each took a wound. So it gets kind of convoluted. I'm not so much worried about how broken it is, because I don't find it to be too broken. It's more just that it slows down the game a lot, as you're going to see in this round when he charges into my guys. So he's moving forward with his war bikes. Of course, he has to keep them in whatever you call it. Oh, my brain is not working today. Where they all are within 2 inches of each other. So, coherency, there we go. And so he has to kind of move them in a bit of a convoluted way, make sure that they have their Congo line set up. His Shooter Boys move up, realizing that they're not going to be able to charge my Hormagaunts, but he can at least move up and open fire. And so that is what he's going to be doing here. Lots of guys to move, but he's actually a really good player, moves them really quickly. So the game was actually able to continue quite quickly, regardless of that. Forgot one boy over there. Where is it? There we go. Now he moves. His other group moves up with the big mech with the custom force field. And they're going to try to shoot as well. Of course, they're giving me a cover save just by shooting through the bikers, never mind me getting cover. So now he's opening fire on my group of Hormagaunts who will get cover. He gets this many shots, only 5s and ups hit, and he actually manages to do quite a few wounds, and I actually fail 4 of my cover saves there, so 4 or 5 of them go down right there. Then he's firing, I think this is the second half of his firing, and he does even more wounds, and I really fail my cover saves again, so not doing too well with my very first rolls. His bigger weapons fire, and they all miss. Now he's opening fire with a few guys on the other group of Hormagaunts, who of course get cover saves. I get 2, and I fail both my cover saves. So really, my saves are not doing too well for me, but neither did his Feel No Pain. And he took out another one with some heavy weapons. Opening fire on one of the Trigons, because he's going to double charge the Trigons. There's lots of Strength 5 weapons there, all opening fire, dealing 5 wounds, and I fail 4 out of 5 of my 3+ armor saves, so I'm just not able to roll this game. I have no idea what's going on. But that's the rule of the Orks, right? You put enough wounds into something, and you can really manage to make them fail their saves. So you can see him multi-assaulting here. Now, my Trigons get to fight at the same time as some of his guys, as they are all at the same initiative, but we're just going to let his guys go first. He actually manages to inflict 4 wounds, and I fail 3 out of 4 saves again, so that Trigon goes down. He'll get to hit back, but that really sucks, just not making my armor saves. He hits the other one, and I fail another armor save, just one that time, so he's okay. My Trigon's going to hit back. He's not going to hit the boss, because I just want to inflict as many wounds as I can. And actually managed to inflict 3 wounds, or whatever it was, but then he's able to allocate them again, and does inflict a wound there, and inflicts a wound over here. You see, still none of them have died. The other Trigon gets to hit, and luckily we got Scything Talons for rerolls, managed to hit all 6, and do a few wounds, and he's allocating again. So, does another wound, puts another one down, and we continue. So none of his bikers died, because, well, they all get to take wounds before they start to die. And then his Power Claws start to hit back. And I lose combat by 2, and take another wound from failing another armor save. So still one of the Trigons in play, but the other Trigon is dead. Now the Knob Biker Squad, as much as it's all there, pretty much everybody has a wound on them, so they're going to start to go down. The wound allocation can only keep them alive for so long. But you can see how, I don't know, I know some people would call that a broken rule, but what are you going to do, really? It's wound allocation, and then it's kind of that it got broken because of the ability to bring that kind of a squad. But either way, I don't think it's overpowered as much as it just takes a long time to do. So stay tuned for round 2. See who's going to win. Go ahead and post a comment who you think is going to win.
Visit miniwargaming.com to see our videos 1 month early.